Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode, what is it now, 8 of How Not to Become a YouTube creator. Um, I realized that the last two episodes I kind of neglected the the overall mission to guide you guys through the process that you absolutely should follow in order to not to become a YouTube creator. Um, I was kind of influenced by local stuff going on, all these election things here, and it is quite, or it was quite entertaining. Well, it still is. Maybe we'll see, because the really, really bad guy and the less bad but still a stupid guy are going for the second turn, and so people are gonna vote again. There's gonna be new debates and new blah blah blah. But the entertainment value is kind of gone because of the entertaining guy is gone. So what are you gonna do? We have the broom. Don't forget that. Um, I hope we're gonna have technical issues as usual, but I cannot plan that. Well, I could, but I didn't, because that's part of the rules. Don't plan. Don't have a script. Don't know what you're talking about. It's very important. Don't be consistent with anything. I wanted to do a tech review, but I kind of got lost. I have so much tech. I want to do an obvious funny thing and do a tech review on a lighter, which actually it's not as stupid as it sounds, because everybody has one, knows how to use it. But it's actually quite interesting. The actually kind of technology that goes into a lighter, and that makes it reliably work most of the time until it's empty. Um, so I have some toys, but I'm not sure if I want to show them. One thing that I'm working on, and you see that in the background. So a couple of months or several months ago, I try, uh, I started a stream playing City Skyline 2, and I called it the Road to 500,000. Didn't happen. Turned out my computer didn't like the game, and it kept crashing. So I don't even remember how far I came, but it was not because of the game. So I had an issue which I don't know exactly, or I don't know exactly, and what the issue was. I had the newest 14 900K. I had an 4070 Super Ti RTX. I had 32 or 64 gigs of RAM. Great. Everything was like okay. No 4090, because in my country, at least at the time, you can't get them, and if you can, you pay like $4,000. So I had a quite decent setup. I loved it. I loved the case too. Um, and then it crashed. It crashed. And my suspicion is it was the motherboard, but I'm not sure, because somewhere I read that the motherboard was made for the 13th generation, not the 14th generation of i9s. And then I went twice to my PC retailer where I buy the parts to build the PCs guy. And he was not kind of friendly. I don't know why. I bought all my stuff for the last 10 years. But then I said, okay, fuck that. And he didn't want to take the computer back or the parts back. Also, they were just like 1 or 2 weeks old. So I decided I'm gonna sell them on eBay. Oh, what we have here, an equivalent of eBay, and I did. And actually, I got more money than I spent. That was interesting. So I spent every part. I sold every part, literally everything, uh, even the case, the cables, the everything. I sold everything. And then I had a little bit of money, and I said, and now I need a new computer. But I didn't want to go through the whole building experience again because I was kind of annoyed, and I wanted like someone I can yell at if it doesn't work. So I decided to try my luck with Dell. So I bought the Aurora 15, and I made a little video about it because I got like annoyed. Like people, oh, it's shit. The cooling is shit. The whole thing is shit. The design is shit. Blah blah blah. Okay. So, but as I live here and there are not many options, and they manufacture the computer here, the price is good for me. Otherwise, I could not afford a computer. So I did that. I bought the Alienware, and I was incredibly happy with it. Um, Everything worked. I never heard the thing water cooling. It was like Star Citizen on everything ultra high, and some other games I play. It's like no problem at all. Like the GPU, CPU never really got to 100%. You know, great experience. So good that I took it to Germany. I had to travel to Germany a month later after I bought the thing, because I knew that I'm gonna be in Germany like for a month or two, and I wanted to play. So I put the whole thing in a bag, in a suitcase, and it like it fit fitted in the suitcase, but that was it. Also weight wise, you have a 23 kilograms limit, and it was exactly that. So one suitcase just for the Aurora. Went to Germany, spent 1 or 2 months, no, 2 months there, played it every day. Came back. I moved. I moved to this place now where I am, and then it kept me thinking. I kept thinking. So, but because I'm travel usually like at least 4 to 6 months a year, and it's mostly like long travels or far away travels, and then I have little trips. And I was so lucky that the computer didn't get damaged during the whole suitcase experience. I was lucky that nobody bothered to. I don't even know how that works at the border. Like, hey guy, or like, you know, how normal is it that you have a whole desktop computer in your suitcase? And out of convenience, I said, hey, I need a laptop. But I couldn't, because I just spent the money, I couldn't afford a laptop on top of the new computer. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna sell the computer and buy a gaming laptop. So my first thing, obviously, um, was I went to the usual candidates with Asus and Razer and what have you not, all these things. But again, Dell produced here, but they only produced the M16 R2 and without the 4080 or even 4090, you cannot dream about. But the price was exactly the same as for the Aurora. And I know the laptop version of the i90, i9 and the 4070 are not the same because of the whole cooling thing and blah blah blah. So I know, I'm aware. But as the Aurora performed so good and never got pushed to the limits, I thought I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna buy the M16 R2 with the highest specs available here, and I'm gonna find out if it's gonna work for me. and I sold my 2 or 3 months old Aurora, and I got again exactly, I think like a little bit like 5, 10 bucks more than I needed to buy the laptop, which is the same price as the Aurora. So I didn't lose anything. Like third computer in 4 months, and I just kept exchanging the same amount of money for a new device. So now I got my laptop, and I thought I'm gonna start to do the run for 500,000 citizen in City Skyline 2 again. Um, Disclaimer: I'm not there yet. I'm at 328,000 right now, running everything on highest settings, and it's so far working. No crash, no problem. I put the CPU and GPU performance to overclock, so the fans are running a little bit, which is to be expected. But I'm listening to music, or actually I just watched some TV shows while I was playing, so it doesn't really bother me. And when I really am gaming, I'm on Discord, I'm talking to my friends and buddies, so I don't hear the fan noise anyway. But so far, that M16R2, fantastic laptop, it's great performance. Also like that I can use the laptop as a second uh, monitor. Obviously, I have the big monitor here, and yeah, like again, all these people on YouTube, all the, oh yeah, the M16, but oh, it's mediocre and it's this and that, and oh, you don't have a 4090 and the cooling. I don't know. I don't know. It's now the not the second, but I don't know how many times it's bullshit. So they're not really, let's put it that way. They might have their reasons why they have opinions about things that review, but in real life, I go about stats and facts, and then I rather check on Reddit on real people, um, and other forums on the internet, like what people actually say. So the really only downside about the M16R2 is battery life, but I knew that. So battery, I'm lucky if I get 3 hours of battery. Yeah, I don't care. I don't wanna sit in a coffee shop somewhere and play computer games um, on battery. Like, I mean, no, that's not the scenario, so I was prepared for that. The only reason I got this computer is because I have it on a dock, so I got the Thunderbolt 4 dock. It's fantastic. Everything is plugged in on the dock and on the monitor. I just unplug it, put it in my backpack, and off I go. So that's it. And in my backpack, I have always already extra pair, no, not a pair, like a keyboard and a mouse and some peripheral stuff. It's already there. So I'm good to go. I come back home, I just put it on the stand, plug in the Thunderbolt 4 cable, and it's perfect. So I love it. So thank you, all your review people on YouTube. It's just bullshit. It's a great laptop, performs fantastically. Most of the time, I don't hear it at all, including working with the what's DaVinci Resolve, cutting stuff, or what I'm doing right now, streaming. It just works. It's quiet. I never hear it except when I stress test it now with the Citizen Skylines 2. Um, yeah, I miss a lot of things in the game that we know from the first part. There are a lot of features and possibilities that we don't have yet. I started to experiment a little bit with some mods. I guess I was unlucky with the first 2, 3 that I downloaded. They were kind of buggy, so I deactivated them. But all in all, it's a great game to how to put it, to keep your mind wandering while you don't pay attention to what you do, but you kind of do and go into detail. So you're doing something. For me, that's what it is, or these kind of games. Um, so I'm not really playing. It's not that engaging like playing another kind of game. Like I had a shootout yesterday in New Orleans or whatever that Saint Denis in Red Dead Redemption 2 with some people, and that was fun until those cheaters came in and they teleported everywhere. But yeah, then I'm immersed, I'm paying attention. But this game is just for me is like holidays for my mind in a way. Hard to explain. Mm. Yeah, of course I thought, yeah, I'm gonna live stream and for hours until I get there. Also, I know that there are people that like that or like to watch that, but that would be against the purpose. Um, so I'm not gonna live stream it because this is called how to not become a YouTube creator. I'm gonna just play it. So far, I recorded like 70 gigabyte of video of gameplay. I'm gonna cut it down. Hopefully, I reach 500. Obviously, if I do, I want to go to 1 million. But I think, um, well, I don't know. Interesting thing is that until 200,000, it was mostly my GPU was like 70, 80, 90%. Right now, after 200,000, I'm 320, 330,000. GPU is 40%. Whatever I do, scrolling in, doing fast movement, now it's CPU 100% all the time. So I don't know if that is a programming thing. So my RAM is not full stressed, my GPU is not full stressed, but the CPU is constantly 100% on around 3.6 gigahertz. But it's good. It's a great stress test for this machine, and we're talking about 5 hours continuously, 100%, everything full on. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you updates on that. What I need now is a refill. So don't stay tuned. I'm gonna grab a refill. Oh, did I said we have the broom? We do. Mm. I remember when I was streaming the last time gameplay, just streaming, I think testing the NVIDIA streaming app. And then where there were people like making comments, talk, say something. Why don't you talk? And I said, I didn't say because I didn't even had a mic on. I said, why do you want me to talk? Like you're watching a video game being played. So, oh, yeah, that gimbal does that. I don't know why. But one more thing we have to cut out. My desk is such a mess. Um, but hey, also part of the whole thing, you know, talk to my brother. Say, why don't you make it nice? You know, could make a nice background and a nice desk, or simple but nice. I said, why? I don't care. So that's why not. What I was saying? Yeah. So apparently a lot of people like not just to watch other people play, but they want to listen to whatever people have to say. I don't think it's very interesting. Most of the people, they are not interesting. I'm not interesting. I'm just a normal dude. But then I thought about when I play with my buddies, and we're all on Discord, and the game experience is only as good as the whole group dynamic on any given gaming session, which means that probably we all take the fun about playing from the interaction with other players, which is great. And it's sure true for me. I can play alone, but the shit talking and the exchanging of ideas and the whole dynamic that you get when you're like 5 to 10 people on Discord, um, I think that's just what makes the experience really good. And then the game really doesn't matter anymore. You know, it's kind of a social dynamic that makes the whole time that you spend on that interesting. Yeah. So I don't really know what to talk about. Um, there's a lot of things that I'm following right now that I would like to comment, but I don't feel that I'm qualified enough, or not yet, because I don't have enough information. But there are some events going on here and there. Obviously, one thing that I was following is the whole situation in the United States with the hurricane in Florida, and before that we had in the Carolinas the floodings, and yeah, a lot of catastrophes happening, and sometimes you get reminded how insignificant and small you are, when you're confronted with this kind of nature thing. Yeah. What else? Yeah. I don't like to talk about politics except when it's entertaining. Obviously, there are some memes around now with the fake Indian or fake black lady. I mean, it's either one. I don't know. Uh, that's what people say. Um, and there are some memes going on about her never answering a question and always answering any question with the same generic thing, with her middle class um, talk. Well, that's not funny. That's how politicians are forever. It's sure fun to watch her like getting lost in interviews, like not being able to respond to simple questions. But also, it's like, okay, you know, you saw it once, it's the same thing. And so the interesting, or one of the interesting things in Cities Skyline 2s that they well introduced. I mean, we had like most of the things we had on the first part. They had not just seemed more refined, and we miss a lot of things. Um, I'm find it hard to believe that I'm too stupid to find the button to activate natural disasters. You can activate or deactivate it before you launch a game. So I tried both things, but then you just start building a little city, and you literally had my like first 5 houses, and then the tornado came in, and I was broke. So I had to give up. So that's not fun. But what I always like to do is like have a couple of 100,000s of people, and then just stress test, because you build all these nice shelters, and and have some tsunami coming in or some aliens or whatever, or fires. But I don't think we can do that right now, which is too bad. I miss that. Yeah. So, but let's see. They had a lot of problems, the developer. Let's see if they are able to fix it in the next years. What else did I play? I played Red Dead Redemption yesterday. The day before I was on Star Citizen, which is usually my main favorite game. But I'm not happy with the last update, and it's just too annoying to deal with all the bugs. So if that happens, which happens regularly, I just stay away like 4 months from the game and then come back when they fix it. Yeah. Otherwise, most of the gaming, because I'm almost too busy to watch cat videos, is going on my Switch, where obviously I'm playing still Tears of the Kingdom. I'm playing it for the second time because I switched the Switch and Nintendo lost all my progress, so I had to start over. What really pissed me off. So all my game stats were gone. But hey, but on the other hand, now on my second run, as I'm a little bit experienced and know what to do, I kind of start having more fun than the first time. The first time I had so much trouble at so many occasions that I had to pause and ask somebody or watch a YouTube video and how to solve this. And and now I'm just like not running through, but I'm enjoying it more. I'm doing way more side stuff because I already know the main mission and therefore getting better tools, better weapons, better armor. So right now, even I haven't progressed in the game as far as I did on my first run. I'm way better equipped. Um, yeah, and therefore also having more fun in the game. So that's great. So Switch gaming is good. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna get a little bit wasted. Um, watch some ridiculous videos on YouTube. I'm still curious. I did the video yesterday where I mentioned the guy who got uh, jail time for calling some politician fat. I mean, it's hilarious. It's also sad, obviously. And we had a hearing today in you have to excuse me because I'm not a native English speaker. Sometimes I have to struggle or I have to trying to search in my little brain for the right word. So there was a hearing at the Supreme Court regarding a law or a decision that the ruling party or the government wants to make that would end with the internation of mental unstable people. Yeah, I think that's precise. So basically, right now, if you're really crazy and hearing voices and you go around and kill people or rape people or whatever, you don't go to jail. You go to one of these facilities where they give you tea and group therapy. It's all fine as long as they don't release these people to the general public under these conditions. So now they want to cancel that and they want all these people just to go home and have like an ambulant treatment. Like once a week, they show up at some government facility, take some pills, and go back home. Obviously, that would be terrible because there are at least some people who, unfortunately, are not fit to live among the general, public. I mean, I don't know how to solve this, but I do know that I don't want a family member or myself or somebody or a little like my neighbor has for girls, for little girls, um, like getting attacked on their way to school or something like that by people who don't really are aware. No, they are aware what they're doing, but they are not aware that it's kind of like a bad thing, or they have an impulse to do it, or they hear some voice. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, um, this solution cannot be just to send them home. So regardless, there was a hearing today, and I'm not sure if it was the closing hearing, but I'm obviously rooting for the plan of the government not to get through. Let's put it that way. Yeah. And also, we have all the analysis, all the data now since Sunday, because the local election were nationwide local elections on almost all the municipalities. So there's a lot of change going on because the result of the vote locally will probably reflect on the next presidential federal election in 2026. And it seems that there's a trend, at least. I mean, there's 2 years is a long time, 2 years to go. But it seems that there's a trend, a kind of shift going on in the local and nationwide politics. So I kind of like to analyze that. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Yeah, so I hope you didn't learn anything. Um, Tech review? No, I talked about tech review that I'm not going to do one. I thought I'm gonna do some drone footage tomorrow, maybe, if I get past the airport no fly zone restrictions, which are ridiculous because I'm like 5 kilometers away from the airport, but well, whatever. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Whatever. Have a good night.